Hi guys, I really should get a more exciting background, shouldn't I? Anyway, I'm here. I just wanted to share a story that happened to me this morning, because nowadays everything I do, I'm just watching everything. I'm watching my behaviors, I'm watching so much, and there's always these beautiful stories, beautiful lessons, and I need to share this with you this morning. So I went for a run on the beachfront and went for a swim. Gorgeous. It was raining softly. But that aside, afterwards I went for the coffee, and I get my coffee on the beach from a guy that they park their vehicle there and they sell coffee, and lovely coffee. So as I was approaching the guy, so there weren't many people this morning because it was raining and blah 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 blah. So as I was standing there, he was with his back towards me. He was making someone's coffee. He was actually busy preparing something. So I stood there you stand there, just totally not in a hurry, just waiting for him to see me so that I can order my coffee and acknowledge me. So, and then I started observing all of these parts in me and all of these versions, previous versions and versions that still come up and all of that. And I started observing that perhaps a previous version of me would have stood there thinking, oh, I have to announce myself. The version that may have felt like not seen, invisible, like I'm not important enough, whatever the story is, there's always stories that sort of sit around you. And I was curious, and I was noticing with sort of fascination that a previous version of me would have maybe said, excuse me, maybe not in a demanding way, and maybe a previous version of me would have been demanding, like, hey, excuse me. But this guy was making the coffee and he was totally unperturbed by my presence, like, okay. And but okay, well, I'll just wait here and until he sees me. So I could see that he was taking his time, making the coffee really with quite heart, and really adding a little whatever he was. I wasn't quite paying attention to what he was doing, and I was happy that the version of me that showed up is the curious version, not the version that have to announce myself or that has to be visible or be seen or be in a hurry or control anything. Okay, I'll wait. And so I loved the fact that I've become this curious version, but there was also something else in that version that's starting to show up. Not only curious, but like an accepting. Not accepting of, I'll be 50th in line or whatever. The acceptance of, hey, the actual knowing that what's happening is truly just goodness. And here's the thing, as the guy turned around and I prepared myself to announce to say hello and to place my order, he handed the coffee to me. He saw me coming, and because I've ordered coffee regularly and I'm ordering coffee, he knows exactly. He started, I didn't even, as I was walking towards him, he just knew that I was coming for my coffee, and he started preparing that very, very with love and took his time, exactly the way I like it. And it dawned on me that there are previous versions of me that may have felt like maybe I have to, maybe I'm not good enough. And it's not that those patterns were like victimized. It was just that it's such a deep programming that I would have just maybe assumed that, okay, now it's my turn. Is it my turn? Can I announce myself? That version became the curious version, just like, I'm here, let's see what happens. But also the shift came not only from curiosity to full acceptance, like knowing whatever the guy is doing and whatever is happening, it's almost as if a part of me knew it with my coffee. Although I was like pleasantly surprised, and it was lovely to just have that coffee just given to me without me having to announce it, that it was still quite nice to feel like, wow, my curiosity has actually come into full acceptance, full knowing, and full deservability, knowing that that's my coffee, without any control, without any attachment, that is my coffee, that just the full knowing that That's the exchange. That's what's going to happen. That is what the universe has. And it was such a subtle shift from curiosity or openness to what's happening to, that's my coffee. It was such a subtle shift, but it was so, so profound this morning to just know that that's when you step into not even wondering, just knowing, with no attachment, zero whatsoever. If it wasn't my coffee, there would have been not like, oh, that was mine, but just the full acceptance of what this universe has in store for me and for you, without any preconceived idea, without any control, with a full openness and a full knowing. From having to be controlled in my lower chakras, wanting to be seen, stepping into the power, we're talking about that. And of course, that part still shows up so many times. I watch that part of me with so much empathy now. That part to the curious, open part of, well, let's see where this goes, to the part that just knows. That is, I am a child of, call it God, the universe, doesn't matter, but that is what I deserve. Whether it's a coffee or whether it's the inheritance of the earth, it does not matter. Such a subtle shift, but so, so profound. So I thought to share that with you, because that's where the changes lie, not in the big things. When you start noticing the different ways in which you do life, the subtle shifts which make such a profound difference to how you do this life. Thanks for listening to that, and yeah, have a beautiful day. So much love, and bye for now. See you soon.